This is the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast, bringing you current events, news, NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer, UFC, boxing, and more. Make sure to hit us up on the website, thesportshound.com. And now, here's your host, Tigsta.
What is happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast. This is yours truly, Tigsta, bringing it to you for episode 16. We're going to talk about the Conor McGregor fight with Khabib. We're going to talk about week 5 of the NFL, college football. Everything is jumping off. We got the playoffs with the Major League Baseballs jumping off. Yeah, there's a lot to cover. So let's go ahead and jump into UFC 229. Last night it was epic. Everybody was waiting for the Khabib McGregor fight. Me personally, I kind of like, I was going with Khabib because I'm knowing if the fight goes to the mat, Khabib is favored for that. McGregor wants to stand up and come from the shoulders with his kicks and so forth. So I knew he didn't want to go down. And that also, back when they had the rematch with the McGregor-Diaz fight, I remember the first time around when Diaz took Conor to the mat and made him tap out with a choke. I knew then that McGregor wasn't really, his fighting style is not for the ground. Because on the rematch with the Diaz fight with McGregor, I noticed when Diaz was going to the mat and wanted McGregor to go down there with him, McGregor would step back and tell him get up. So I knew he didn't want the business on the mat. You know what I mean? So yeah, last night it was a perfect indication of the same thing. With Khabib taking him down. Basically, he overpowered McGregor to fight for the whole fight. To me, McGregor had a couple of punches in there and kicks, but once again McGregor tapped out in a choke. It wasn't a clear choke. I seen Khabib had his arm around like the mouth chin area, not around the throat. So, but yeah, first time I seen McGregor went up and tapped once, and then there it comes. Here comes the tap. Tapped out on him, man. He wants a rematch. Oh, but let me get into the melee that happened afterwards with one of Khabib's people jumped into the ring and went and hit McGregor. Khabib jumped out of the ring over the fence into the crowd at one of McGregor's people, and man, it was crazy, man. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and let you listen to what Khabib said after the fight of what happened and his reasoning behind it.
I know this is not my best side. This is not my best side. I'm human being, and I don't understand how people can talk about I jump on the cage. What about he talk about my religion? He talk about my country. He talk about my father. He come to Brooklyn and he broke bus. He almost killed couple people. What about this? What about this shit? Why people talk about I jump over the cage? Why people still talk about this? I don't understand. I am respect. My father teach me, hey, you have to be always respectful. My old team, where I'm training California 7 years, everybody know who I am. All my friends, everybody who know me, they know who I am, And I told you guys, these guys, not only him, his whole team and him, they tap machines. I told you guys, when you put him wrong way, he gonna tap. What happened today? They call him 2-time world champion, 2 weight classes, but today he tap, and that's why alhamdulillah, belt is here, undisputed, undefeated UFC lightweight champion.
And see, that's Khabib's point of view, as far as he felt disrespected beyond the promotional hoopla with McGregor, you know what I mean, the way he talks about others. That's not how Khabib gets down. Khabib just wants to get in the ring and he wants to fight. McGregor wants to pump it up, you know what I mean, and make it a spectacle. But that's not how Khabib gets down. But I understand, where he's coming from and everything. So, you know what I mean, it's just two different type of fighters. When they get in the ring, all that's, out the window. But the stuff that went on afterwards was uncalled for, and especially when you jump out into the crowd with paying fans, then you have to worry about the fan safety. So here's Dana White after the fight on the repercussions of what happened and his take on everything.
I saw one of Connor's guys yelling at Khabib, and Khabib ran and jumped over the octagon, and went after him. Then eventually, two of Khabib's guys got into the octagon, and one guy hit Connor with some shots and from behind, and then that's it. That's what I've seen. I haven't looked. The Nevada State Athletic Commission pulled the footage from us, and there's an investigation going on. They are withholding Khabib's purse. They are not withholding Conor McGregor's. They looked at the footage and felt that there was no need to withhold his purse, so they gave him his, and they're keeping Khabib's.
This is the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast with your host, Tigsta.
We also got week 5 of the NFL jumping off. Things are starting to settle. You're starting to kind of see who's really contenders and who's pretenders. For week 5, we already had the New England Patriots beating the Indianapolis Colts. Today we have Tennessee Titans versus the Buffalo Bills. We got Miami at Cincinnati. We have Baltimore at Cleveland. Green Bay at Detroit. Jacksonville at Kansas City. Denver at New York Jets. Atlanta at Pittsburgh. The New York Giants at Carolina. Oakland at the LA Chargers. Minnesota at Philadelphia. Arizona at San Francisco, the Rams at Seattle Seahawks, and the Dallas Cowboys at the Houston Texans, which is the late game, Sunday night game. And then for Monday Night Football, we have the Washington Redskins at the New Orleans Saints. So, we got a big schedule. Week 5 NFL, we're in the mix. Quarter of the season already finished. We also have the Major League Baseball playoffs going down. We have the matchups that we have now. I'm really paying attention to the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox because they have history as far as with those two clubs. But for the National League, we have the Milwaukee Brewers going up against the Colorado Rockies, and Milwaukee leads the series 2-0. We have the Dodgers, the LA Dodgers, going up against the Atlanta Braves, which you have the LA Dodgers leading that series 2-0. Also, they play both of those teams or games are today also. For the American League, you have the Houston Astros and the Cleveland Indians, and you have Houston leading that series 2-0. And like I said, with the Boston Red Sox and the Yankees, you have that series tied at 1-1. The Yankees pulled it out yesterday to even up the series 1-1. With Aaron Judge sending one of those shots, you know what I mean, over the wall. That boy is ridiculous, man. That dude, he's something else, man, on that baseball field, man. That's a good player to keep your eye on and watch. He's got that oomph about him, So look interesting to see what happens. The Dodgers look damn good, but you can't overlook Houston. Houston is doing their thing too, though. So it's gonna be fun to see how this unfolds. Back to the NFL. You have a couple of teams doing real good. Like the Rams, right now are flawless. They have so many weapons on that field, man, and they're doing their thing. Also, the Kansas City Chiefs, my goodness. That team, they had a scare last week with the Denver Broncos pushing them, but they came through, man, 4-0. They're sitting there at the top of the AFC West, and top of the AFC period. So that's one team to keep your eye on since they made that quarterback switch, and sent who was it? They traded I'm drawing a blank here. The quarterback that once was with the 49ers, and they traded for him, Alex Smith. They traded Alex Smith to Washington and went ahead and went with the youngster DeHolmes, or that quarterback that came out of, I think he came from Texas Tech. But yeah, he has a hell of an arm, very mobile. He knows how to keep the play going when everything falls apart and he finds an open man. He's impressing. He's impressing a lot of people, so just keep your eyes on him. Yeah, so that's pretty much it I got for right now. I'm looking forward to USC 230. Then you have 231. Also, December 1st, you have Deontay Wilder facing Mr. Fury over in Tyson Fury. I think they're out this way, too, for the title, heavyweight title. So they've been talking a lot of stuff back and forth amongst them two, but we're going to see what happens. I think Wilder is too athletic. Tyson Fury is big but lumbering, not really quick. So I'm gonna take Wilder in that one. Like I said, man, I think Fury's gonna be outclassed and outmatched. There's too much athleticism that Deontay has. Quicker, defensive wise, being able to get out the way of Fury's punches. And we gonna see what Fury's chin look like, man, when Deontay decides to go ahead and press that nuke button. Start throwing them bombs on them, you know what I mean? So thanks again for listening. Like I said, man, go ahead and check us out at thesportshound.com. Any questions you have, leave it. We have Real Sports Bark t-shirts and hoodies, so go ahead, for men's and women, go ahead and check it out, man. Support us. I'm gonna keep it pushing, keep this thing going, man. So once again, you have reached the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark podcast, episode 16. I'm your boy Tixter, and I'm out.
Thanks for checking out the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark podcast. For more exclusive content, follow us on all social media. Twitter, Sportshound 24/7. Instagram, Sportshound Media. Facebook, Sportshound Media. And on the website at thesportshound.com. And tell your damn friends about the hottest sports podcast on the web.